question from Urban, and he asked, has there been any word on what teams have offered in a trade for Kiefer Sherwood?
So I haven't necessarily done a lot of poking around on this. We've seen, I think, reports from a few different insiders sort of speculating that if the Canucks had been offered a first-round pick by another team, they would have already pulled the trigger on it. It's an interesting spot for them. The one thing I will say is I know that the Canucks are open-minded about what a return for Kiefer Sherwood actually looks like. It's not just we want draft capital. If there's they're generally open-minded when it comes to we want U25 assets in general. So if there's an equivalent young player that they really like, they'll be open-minded about targeting that kind of player. Or if it's even a younger prospect, a 19, 20-year-old that hasn't broken into the NHL yet, but who the organization is maybe a little bit high on. Now, I'm still of the mindset that you should be targeting draft capital in all likelihood, because if other teams are offering you, let's say, a 23-year-old, it's probably a reclamation project, and those reclamation projects just hit at a pretty low rate, as we've seen in Vancouver, not just during Jim Rutherford's time as president of hockey operations, but even going back to the Jim Benning era, when they made all those age gap trades for names like Sven Baertschi, Lyndon Vey, Adam Clendenning, Derek Pouliot, on and on. So yeah, I would sum it up as kind of saying, clearly based on some of the reports that are out there, no team has really blown the Canucks away based on the offers. They are open-minded about the return, and ultimately, I'm curious to see where his what the return for Kiefer Sherwood trade actually looks like. For a long time, I've been 50-50 on whether I actually think he could fetch a first-round pick, because on the one hand, you see Trent Frederick at last year's trade deadline going for a second-round pick plus a couple of low-end pieces, and you think to yourself, well, Sherwood's caught a chance to crack 30 goals this year. He's far outpacing what Frederick was doing last year. So theoretically, Sherwood's trade value should be significantly higher, and you'd think he should be able to command a first-round pick, especially when you also see Mason Marchment going for a second-round pick to Columbus recently as well. But then, on the other hand, you also wonder if teams look at Sherwood's production as being boosted by him getting opportunity on this Canucks team where he's getting power play one time. He is